John Beltran back at Fort Morgan High School. The Mustangs looking for their 5th win of the season against 3-3 Holy Family. 7th game for Holy Family, 8th game for Fort Morgan. Looking at this Holy Family roster, even though they graduated 7 seniors, they've got 6 more in this squad. And the guy to watch out for, their leading scorer, 6'1 senior Garrett Green. In the 65-54 loss to Frederick, he had 30 points. If you guard him, you're going to be successful defensively. And it's not just based on that game. He's had other big games this year as well, but that was his biggest, and it came in a loss. Let's send it downstairs for tonight's starting lineup.
The score of the athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of the players, coaches, and spectators are remembered. The next time you attend a high school meeting, think of how history will remember you. Good sports show you how to play the game. This message is brought to you by the Colorado High School Activities Association, the Denver Post, and Fort Morgan High School. It is now time to introduce our starters. First, for the visiting Tigers of Holy Family, number 5, junior, Blake Hammond. Number 1, senior, Dominic Ellis. Number 13, senior, Andrew Campbell. Number 23, senior, Garrett Green. Number 24, senior, Jacob Van Handel. Coaching the Tigers is Peter Bolacco. Assisted by Matt Keene, Mike Quintana, Bob Como, and Nate Doctor. And now the starters from your Fort Morgan Mustangs. Number 2, sophomore, Fernando Marquez. Number 21, junior, Nick Beltran. Number 1, senior, Jacob Ortega. Number 3, senior, Hayden Edson. Number 12, senior, Nick Norris. Coaching the Mustangs with Andy Strong. Assisted by Jim Fremont.
Yeah, let's reset the starting lineups. Dominic Nellis, Blake Hammond, Andrew Campbell, Garrett Green, the leading scorer, and Jacob Van Handel for Holy Family. For the Mustangs, sophomore Fernando Marquez, junior Nick Beltran, and 3 seniors, Jacob Ortega, Caden Edson, and the big man, Nick Norris. Opening tip is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. Nick Norris jumps center for Fort Morgan against Andrew Campbell, controlled by Holy Family. Here's Dominic Nellis on the outside left. Holy Family wearing their road purples. Back on the high right with the basketballs. Van Handel straight away to Nellis. Nellis gets a pick from Campbell. Dribbles into the paint. Back out. Left corner. The 3 is up, and that's good. And that's nailed by Jacob Van Handel. Yeah, this Holy Family team can shoot. Here's Nick Beltran the other way for Fort Morgan. Beltran at the top on the outside right to Fernando Marquez. Jump pass to Edson. Now to Beltran on the outside left. Beltran down low for Norris Banks, and he had it partially blocked. And Garrett Green comes away with a basketball. Long pass all the way laid up and in by Blake Hammond. Mustangs did not get back on defense. It's 5-0. 45 seconds into the game. Ortega for Fort Morgan on the high right. Ortega dribbles all the way down low for Norris. He banks and scores. Beautiful feed by Jacob Ortega. And Nick Norris is able to convert there. It's 5-2. Nellis the other way on the outside right for Van Handel. Right corner is taken by Hammond. Hammond dribbles to his left. Garrett Green hasn't scored yet, but He'll get going at some point. He's just way too talented. Nellis straight away gets a pick from Hammond. Nellis picks up the dribble. Free throw line for Campbell. Ball is knocked out of his hands by Fernando Marquez. Here's Ortega to Marquez. He lays it up and he misses, but he's fouled. Fernando to the line of Holy Family's first turnover. And the turnover was committed, or the foul was committed by Dominic Nellis. And Fernando Marquez, who led the Mustangs in scoring with 19 points against Erie, makes the free throw. Holy Family 5, Fort Morgan 3. Fort Morgan has scored at least 60 points in every game this year except Saturday when they lost 61-56. Second free throw is good. And the Mustangs, just like that, back to within one. 5-4. 6:39 to go in the opening quarter. Nellis just across midcourt for Holy Family with a left-handed dribble. Dominic Nellis against Ortega. Gets a pick from Campbell. Dribbles to his right. Picked up by Beltran. Right corner. Three is up. That's missed by Jacob Van Handel. But the rebound to Campbell. They'll reset. Here is Nellis into the lane, and he carried the basketball. Second turnover by Holy Family. Nick Beltran the other way for Fort Morgan. At the top for Edson. Edson looking. Swings it right side for Beltran. Right corner for Ortega. Dribbles to his left. Down low for Norris. And Norris lost control of the basketball out of bounds. He tried to put it up and catch it at the same time. That was a perfect pass. A gorgeous pass, but he just couldn't secure the layup. Would have given Fort Morgan the lead. Holy Family basketball leading 5-4, approaching the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. On the high left is Blake Hammond. Back out to Campbell. Back on the outside right to Nellis off the chest pass. Guarded by Ortega. Overhead pass to Garrett Green. He leans. He shoots from 10 and misses. And the high rebound is controlled by Nick Norris of Fort Morgan. First rebound by the Mustangs. Beltran out of the pack with the basketball. Hands it off to Marquez. Marquez straight away to Ortega. Now to Edson. Edson left of the lane. Bounce pass. Marquez. Layup up and in! Edson to Marquez for the bucket. And the Mustangs now lead 6-5. 5.5 to go in the first. They're on a 6-0 run. Nellis on the high left at the top against Norris. Into the lane all the way. Tries to force it up and misses, but a foul. There were two Mustangs there. Let's see who committed the foul for Fort Morgan. As Dominic Nellis will shoot two. Mustang foul was committed by Jacob Ortega. And Nellis played a key role on last year's team as a junior. So he steps to the stripe, looking to stop this 6-0 run by Fort Morgan. Premier Farm Credit, as the free throw is going to be waved off. Right foot on the line. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving rural communities for over 100 years in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Human, Holyoke. Premier Farm Credit. And this free throw's up and in. We're tied at 6, 5:27 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Beltran right of the lane, hands it off to Marquez. Marquez to his right. And there, and he carried the basketball. Did not travel, he carried it. Both teams have been called for a carry. Got to watch out there. If they call that early, they're going to call that later in the game. Because that was barely a carry. And that's a rare call, even in high school basketball, but each team has now had a violation. Nellis on the high left, tied at 6. Nellis straight away. Nellis in the lane, puts up a runner off to the left, and there's a foul, and that's going to be on Andrew Campbell, I believe, of Holy Family with a push. His first foul. Mustang basketball, and Nick Beltran at the controls with just over 5 minutes to go in the first. Deadlocked at 6. Beltran at the top. Beltran lobs it right side to Marquez. Right corner for Ortega. Dribbles to his left. Bounce pass to Norris. Lost control. Got it back. Right corner Ortega penetrates. Pulls up from 10. And that is around and no good. Andrew Campbell with a rebound for Holy Family. There's the outlet to Garrett Green. 4:45 to go first quarter. Tied at 6. Green fakes, dribbles, pulls up. 16-footer. Yes. Garrett Green scores his first points of the game. Holy Family 8. Fort Morgan 6. 4:35 to go. Opening quarter from Fort Morgan High School. Right side Edson, right corner Ortega, doesn't take the three, penetrates right baseline, jump pass to Beltran, left wing to Marquez, penetrates all the way, leans, puts it up, partially blocked, Norris has it, and he scores. Norris got the loose change and banked it in, tied at 8, 4:19 to go, first quarter from Fort Morgan. Nellis on the high left for Holy Family. Over to Green, fakes a three, steps to his right, takes the three, and misses off to the right side. And Marquez grabs the Mustang rebound. Outlet to Beltran. Beltran on the high left, hand off to Marquez. Penetrates left baseline, jump pass down low, poked away, intercepted by Nellis. Fort Morgan commits their second turnover. Nellis, bounce pass all the way. Green banks and scores for Holy Family. And the Catholic High School from Broomfield, Holy Family, now with a 10-8 lead over Fort Morgan. 3:45 remaining first quarter. Fernando Marquez at the top of the three-point circle. Left side for Beltran against Blake Hammond. Swings it back out to Ortega. Ortega dribbles to his right. Hands it off to Marquez. Marquez trying to create some offense into the lane. Then he's fouled by Garrett Green on the floor. There's the hold on the wrist by Garrett Green. That'll be his first foul, the team's third. And Marquez to throw it in. Blake Hammond is out. Into the game is Jackson Ward. Also in is Jacob Van Handel. The Mustangs make substitutions. Cardona and Sadinana are in for Norris and Edson. So here we go. Marquez looking to throw it in. Got to get rid of it. Feeds it left corner for Ortega. Guarded by Green. Ortega, hesitation all the way, scoops it up, and he misses, but he's fouled. That might be Garrett Green's second foul. Ortega with a strong move, staying low to the floor. He's only 5'8", but he used his body very wisely. Man, if you get the leading scorer in trouble, it's a different game. Ortega spins, shoots, and misses off to the left. Second free throw for Ortega. The Mustangs trail 10-8 here in the first. Green is out, and Cole Greeny is in for Holy Family. So only Dominic Nellis, who started the game, is out there. Second free throw. Van Handel also start in and out. And the rebound to Van Handel. 0 for 2 from the line. There was Ortega. Dominic Nellis at the controls for Holy Family on the outside left. He's going to hand it off over there to Connor Cooney, also into the game. Cooney on the right side to Van Handel. In the right corner, back out to Greeny, now to Nellis. Nellis lobs it back out to Cooney straight away. Cooney on the right side to Greeny. Greeny against Sadinana, left-handed dribble, is going to hand it off over there to Cooney. Now in the left corner, Van Handel's cut off. Back out to Greeny. 2:57 to go, and Holy Family needs a timeout. Great defense by Fort Morgan. They're not going to allow any shot from anywhere. Nellis talking to one of the officials. I don't know if he felt that he was fouled at any point. But Holy Family with a 30-second timeout. Colorado Plains Medical Center's experienced physicians and highly trained staff make your hometown hospital the place for expert quality care. Colorado Plains Medical Center, helping communities thrive. That's Colorado Plains Medical Center. Fort Morgan girls lost tonight, 54-21. Fort Morgan boys trail here with 2:57 to go in the opening quarter, 10-8. Marquez has 4 points, as does Norris. Holy Family has 4 from Garrett Green, the leading scorer all season, but he has 2 fouls here in the first quarter. And in high school, as is the case in college basketball, you're disqualified with 5. So there's a good chance that Green will not play for a little while here with those 2 fouls. Cole Greeny to throw it in. 3/4 court. Sadinana, Ortega, Beltran, Marquez, and Cardona for Fort Morgan. There's the lob into Nellis. Nellis against Ortega. Nellis dribbles to his left. Bounce pass inside all the way. The scoop is up and missed. And the rebound by Cooney. That one is blocked by Cardona. And then Cardona and Connor Cooney wrestle for the basketball. Fort Morgan basketball, as the arrow is pointing in their direction. Well, that's a great defensive play by Adam Cardona. Mustangs can take the lead with a 3, but they have not nailed a 3 in this game. They haven't even attempted a 3. Nick Beltran met at midcourt by Cole Greeny. Beltran dribbles to his right, behind his back. Beltran all the way, puts up a floater. Yes! Beltran straight away. Little 6-footer. Nice move. The behind-the-back dribble helped him towards the basket. We're tied at 10. 2:27 to go. And we got a whistle and an offensive foul. An illegal screen was set perhaps by Nellis. They were looking at 2 players, and maybe that was Greeny. Yeah, I think it was Cole Greeny instead. It was. That's also a turnover, the 4th for Holy Family. The Mustangs have 2. And Caden Edson will check in for Jacob Ortega. And here comes Edson. Edson to Beltran. Beltran across midcourt. At the top between his legs. Left side for Edson. Edson guarded by Connor Cooney. Right side to Beltran. Beltran lobs it down low, but Cardona was breaking towards him instead of towards the basket. And a turnover by Fort Morgan is their third. Nick Norris about to check back in. Backcourt pass is taken by Cole Greeny. Greeny on the outside left. Greeny at the top for Blake Hammond into the game. Jump pass down low. The shot is short. Fernando Marquez with a rebound for Fort Morgan. It was missed over there by Jackson Ward. Marquez out of the pack to Edson. Left wing Sadinana. Left corner Beltran. Three is up. Good! Nick Beltran with a triple from the left corner. He's got 5 points. 2 out of 2 from the field. Fort Morgan leads 13-10. A minute 47 to go in the opening quarter. Dominic Nellis at the top against Sadinana. Dribbles to his right. Picks up the dribble on the outside right to Cole Greeny. Straight away to Nellis. On the high left to Cooney. Chest pass at the top for Hammond. Hammond against Edson. Spins into the lane. Nearly stripped by Beltran. Turns, hooks, and he misses. And the ball is rebounded, though, by Holy Family, and then it's thrown away. Edson with a basketball for Fort Morgan, initially taken there by Connor Cooney. Here is Beltran on the outside right. Beltran hands it off to Sadinana. Sadinana with a minute 16 to go in the first. Beltran on the high right at the top for Edson. Left wing to Sadinana. Down low for Cardona. Dribbles. He hooks. And he scores! And a foul committed by Jackson Ward. Adam Cardona to the line. And the Mustangs are on a 7-0 run. And now Beltran will take a breather. He has not sat in the entire first quarter. Braden Fajardo and Nick Norris are in for Beltran and Marquez. Nick Beltran leading all scorers with 5 points in the early going. And Adam Cardona to the line. Jacob Van Handel checks into the game for Holy Family. Cardona bends, shoots, and short. Norris goes for the rebound, knocked out of bounds. It's off Norris. But Fort Morgan still working on this 7-0 run with a minute 8 to go in the opening quarter. And Cole Greeny will bring it up for Holy Family. Greeny to Nellis. Nellis is met at midcourt by Sadinana. Gets a pick by Campbell. Dribbles to his left behind the three-point line. Left of the lane. Then he's fouled on the floor. Put up a shot. That will not count even if it went. Fort Morgan foul was committed. Looks like Caden Edson bodied him up. It would be Edson's first. Second team foul. Holy Family's committed 6 fouls. Fort Morgan's got to be really aggressive in the second quarter. In the left corner, Nellis off the feet, penetrates left baseline, caught up by Sadinana. Jump pass straight away. Hammond in the lane. Jump pass right baseline, Campbell, and he misses the little 10-footer. And a foul is committed by Hammond. Hammond went over the back of Cardona. Cardona will go to the line. Hammond with his first foul. 7th-team foul. Now you got to make your free throws. Mustangs only 2 out of 5 from the line. Holy Family's attempted 1 free throw, and they made it. Again, trying to extend a 7-0 run. Adam Cardona, the senior, bends, shoots, and connects. Fort Morgan now leads 16-10 on an 8-0 run. 48.4 seconds to go, first quarter from Fort Morgan High School. Second free throw, you got it. Cardona now with 4, and the Mustangs lead 17-10. They've scored the last 9 points of the game. Holy Family looking to get back on the board here. Dominic Nellis just beyond midcourt, guarded by Sadinana. 37 seconds to go. Bounce pass goes right by the left-handed Blake Hammond out of bounds. Holy Family with their 6th turnover tried to force it there. Fort Morgan defense was too good. And now Briggs Wheatley will check in for Caden Edson. So you got the 2 big men out there, Norris and Cardona, along with Fajardo, Sadinana, and Wheatley. David Sadinana, the senior, will set up the play for Fort Morgan with 28 seconds to go. Looks back at Coach Andy Schoen. Yeah, they look like they want to milk the clock here. On the outside left of Fajardo, dribbles to his right, swings it back out to Sadinana. Now to Fajardo, jump pass. Was that tipped out of bounds? I think it was. It was by Van Handel. Got to watch the force there with 16.1 seconds to go. Braden will throw it in. Very talented sophomore for Fort Morgan. Still looking for the cutter, but there's no cutter there. Got to get rid of it, and he does in the left corner. Poked out of bounds by Van Handel, intended for Briggs Wheatley. And with 15.1 ticks to go, Fort Morgan to throw it in from the corner. Wheatley lobs it into Norris. Back out towards Fajardo. Now here's Sadinana. Fajardo on the outside left. Dribbles at the top. Now to Sadinana. Left wing to Fajardo. Down low for Norris. Norris double team. Turns, shoots, and scores off the glass. Nick Norris with a finish. 1 second to go. Nellis puts it up from about 60. And that's off the window. And that's the end of the opening quarter. Mustangs finish it on an 11-0 run. It's Fort Morgan 19. Holy Family 10 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the second quarter in Fort Morgan, where the Mustangs lead Holy Family 19-10. They were down 10-8, but closed the first quarter on an 11-0 run. Nick Norris with 6 points, Nick Beltran with 5. Holy Family has 4 from their leading scorer, Garrett Green, in foul trouble. Committed 2 fouls in the opening quarter, but he's out on the floor with Jacob Van Handel, Dominic Nellis, Andrew Campbell, and Blake Hammond. For Fort Morgan, Caden Edson, David Sadinana, Nick Norris, Adam Cardona, and Braden Fajardo. Holy Family basketball to begin this second quarter. And Nellis with a left-handed dribble, left side to Hammond. Hammond against Cardona, straight away to Campbell. On the outside right to Nellis, guarded by Sadinana. Nellis to Green on the high left. Here's Van Handel back out to Blake Hammond. They're just moving the ball around slowly. Hammond hands it off to Nellis on the right wing against Sadinana at the free throw line. Spins, jump pass, and falling on the floor as the ball goes out of bounds was Garrett Green. He just fell. He slipped. Turnovers for Holy Family. That's their 7th. Fort Morgan had 3 in the opening quarter. Here comes Sadinana, and Holy Family's gone dry in the scoreboard, and Fort Morgan has taken advantage, as evidenced by this 9-point lead. Sadinana back out straight away to Edson. Edson dribbles to his right. He's going to feed Cardona in the corner. Bounce pass Norris down low, double team. He's going to have to kick it back out. Does to Cardona. Penetrate right baseline. Cut off. Now to Edson. Straight away to Fajardo. Sadinana. Now down low to Cardona. Puts it up partially blocked. Norris tries to pick it up and now has it at the free throw line. Norris back out to Edson. Mustangs reset. We have 7 minutes to go second quarter. Here's Sadinana getting a pick from Fajardo. Has to kick it back out to Fajardo straight away. Gets a pick from Edson right of the lane. Spins at the free throw line. Now Sadinana, left baseline shot is too strong. And the rebound is controlled, but a steal there by Fajardo. Leans, banks, and scores, and a foul! Holy mahungus! Fajardo with a steal and the bucket. 13-0 run for Fort Morgan. And the foul by Andrew Campbell of Holy Family, his second. Great presence of mind to take that ball away. Holy Family commits their 8th turnover. Here is Jackson Ward back into the game. It's 21-10 Mustangs. Fajardo spins, shoots, and connects. 14-0 run. The Holy Family girls had a 16-0 run from the first to the second quarters. That was the difference. Fort Morgan 22, Holy Family 10. Nellis on the outside, but this Holy Family team can play. Don't be fooled. It's a good basketball team. Garrett Green on the outside right, spinning on Edson, maintains the dribble, back out to Hammond, fades a 3, spins on Cardona, straight away to Nellis, left corner, Van Handel, 3 in the air, it's in and out, and the ball is poked out of bounds by Jackson Ward. That ball was halfway down. Beltran, Ortega, and Marquez will check in now for Sadinana, Cardona, and Braden Fajardo. So the Mustangs have their starting 5 back on the floor. Here's Nick Beltran with 6:15 to go in the second quarter. Beltran straight away on the high right to Marquez. Marquez in the right corner, Ortega dribbles to his left, back out to Marquez. Here's Beltran, gets a pick, and an offensive foul on Edson. Illegal screen by Caden Edson, his second foul. 4th turnover, and here comes Sadinana. He'll check in for Edson. Yeah, right idea, but he moved that left shoulder, and they will call that every time. Dominic Nellis the other way, under 6 to go for Holy Family in the second quarter. They are down 22-10 to Fort Morgan. Green near the top to Nellis against Ortega. Dribbles to his left. Left corner Van Handel against Beltran. He turns. Beltran cuts him off. Feeds it back out to Nellis. He spins. Hooks back out to Van Handel. Into the paint. Right wing to Hammond against Marquez, who cuts him off. In the right corner, Van Handel. Long 3. Good. Van Handel made a long three-pointer. His second of the game. Beltran the other way to Marquez. Penetrates left baseline. Behind the back pass. That one's intercepted by Blake Hammond. Fort Morgan with their fifth turnover. Garrett Green into the front court. He puts up a runner off the glass and good. Watch out for this team. Holy Family in a 5-0 run. 22-15. 5:15 to go second quarter. Beltran on the high right between the legs. Cross court to Ortega. Left corner Sadinana. Down low for Norris. Not in the corner to Sadinana. To Marquez. Marquez feeds it back out straight away to Ortega. 5 minutes to go second quarter. Fort Morgan 22, Holy Family 15. Beltran looking, spinning. Ortega right side, dribbles right baseline. And we have a timeout called by Fort Morgan's Andy Schoen. 30-second timeout with 4:58 to go in the opening half. The Mustang 12-point lead is down to 7 thanks to a three-pointer from Garrett Green. Or check that, from Van Handel, and a two-pointer from Garrett Green. Let's tell you now that when it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. Buildings by Design. Boy, Fort Morgan wrestling team tonight really took it to Brush. 54-13. In the Battle of Morgan County. That's going on right now on 1010 KSIR in Wiggins. Nice performance by them tonight. So here we go. Mustang basketball, Marquez to throw it in. Beltran straight away to Norris. Norris to Beltran on the outside right. Now to Marquez. Beltran in the right corner now to Ortega. Ortega dribbles to his left, straight away to Beltran. Cross-court pass nearly picked off. Sadinana's got it. Left corner Marquez. He traveled. Fort Morgan getting a little bit sloppy here. A little bit sloppy. And they got to be careful because they're not playing their A game. They had 19 points in the first quarter. Only 3 so far in this quarter with 4.5 to go. Nellis right of the lane all the way, puts up a floater. Good off the glass and in. 7-0 run for Holy Family. It's 22-17. On the outside right, Ortega back to Beltran. Beltran dribbles to his left. Straight away to Marquez. Holy Family's playing some tight defense. Now to Ortega. Ortega behind the three-point line. Now to Marquez. All the way. Puts up a floater. Blocked out of there by Blake Hammond. And Hammond comes away with a basketball. Long pass to Green. Guarded by Sadinana. Green over to Van Handel. Straight away to Nellis. Thinks about the three. Now in the left corner. The three by Hammond is off the back of the rim. And Jacob Ortega has the Fort Morgan rebound. Ortega, 3:55 to go in the second. Ortega all the way. Puts it up and he misses. Well, that's a wild miss there. And Jacob Van Handel grabs the rebound for Holy Family. They're continuing this 7-0 run with the basketball. Straight away as Nellis gets a pick at the free throw line in the lane. Lob down low and put up and in with a perfect pass over there to, let's see who. That's Jackson Ward who scored. 22-19, 9-0 run. Fort Morgan needs a bucket desperately. Lob to Norris at the free throw line. Norris inside to Marquez. He leans, he hooks, he scores, and a foul off the glass for Fernando Marquez. That was the recipe for a bucket. Go inside, and the foul was committed by Jacob Van Handel. That'll be his first. Fort Morgan stops a 9-0 run. Marquez now with 6 points in the game. Now the free throw by Fernando Marquez. Yeah, when in doubt, go to a slasher or your big man. And that time they went to the sophomore. Free throw by Fernando is perfect. Mustangs up by half a dozen. 25-19 with 3:21 remaining second quarter. Nice game going on here from Fort Morgan High School. Nellis on the high left, dribbles towards the top of the three-point circle, picked up by Beltran. Back out Van Handel, wide open left wing three. Yes, he was unguarded. Somebody broke down on defense. Andy Schoen didn't like it. 25-22. They cut the lead in half. Sadinana back out to Beltran. Left corner for Marquez. Marquez overhead pass to Beltran. Beltran to Sadinana, right wing. Here's Ortega. Ortega to Sadinana. Free throw line to Norris. Now to Beltran, left wing. Fakes the three. Swings it straight away to Sadinana. Right side to Ortega. Penetrates right baseline. Down low for Norris. There's a foul. And that'll be the 10th team foul on Holy Family. That'll be 2 free throws. Are they going to say offensive, though? Are they going the other way? No. Okay. There were players walking the other way. That foul's going to be on Van Handel. Jacob Ortega off the 10th team foul double bonus. But Ortega missed 2 free throws earlier. Got to convert here with only a 3-point lead. It was as big as 12. And this free throw is around and off to the right. It's got no arc on that free throw at all. It's very flat. Beltran is out, and into the game is Braden Fajardo. Second free throw, that's good. And the lead is 4, 26-22. There's the handoff to Nellis. Nellis with 2:39 to go in the second quarter. Nellis on the outside left. Nellis at the top, gets a pick, dribbles to his right against Ortega. Cross-court pass left baseline, back out to Van Handel, straight away to Green. Got to watch out for him. Green against Sadinana, crossover dribble in the right corner for Nellis off the lob. Dribbles to his left, behind the three-point line, left by himself. Now Ortega picks him up, spins in the lane, kicks it back out to Green. Green, a pick from Nellis at the free throw line, 15-footer, yes. Garrett Green now with 8 points in the game. Fort Morgan 26, Holy Family 24. 2:03 to go from Fort Morgan in the second quarter. Ortega to Sadinana, left corner for Marquez. Lob down low for Norris. Nearly tied up, and he is tied up. Possession arrow, Fort Morgan. Blake Hammond and Cole Greeny check in for Holy Family. Yeah, they've got too many scores here to run away from them. I don't care how good of a run you're on, and Fort Morgan is finding that out. Marquez to throw it in. Got to get rid of it. Does in that left corner, but knocked out of bounds by Green. He had Sadinana wide open in the opposing corner with 1:57 seconds to go. Before the break, Fernando lobs it to Norris on the left wing. Back out Ortega, straight away to Sadinana. Now Marquez. Marquez, offensive foul on Fajardo. Illegal screen again. Cannot turn that shoulder. Fajardo with his first. Turnover number 7 for Fort Morgan. Holy Family's got 8. Holy Family can take the lead. Holy Family's now on a pretty impressive 14-4 run after they were down 22-10. Nellis with the basketball, hands it off to Hammond. Thinks about the three. On that left wing to Nellis with 1:35 to go. Nellis wants to pull up, lob down low for Campbell, and he's fouled as he misses. Great pass, and then he was hacked across the wrist. So Andrew Campbell to shoot 2. He's yet to score in the game. Mustang foul committed by Jacob Ortega, his second. And about to check in for Holy Family is Connor Cooney. He can tie the game with 2 made free throws. First one is in. Second free throw coming up for Andrew Campbell. He bends, he dribbles, he shoots, and he misses back rimmed. Lane violation anyway, Fort Morgan basketball. Fajardo to throw it in. Well, you want to at least lead. You had a 22-10 lead early in the second quarter. You've scored just 4 points in the quarter, but at least a lead would make you feel better about things. Even the Holy Family's virtually eliminated the lead. Ortega in the left corner, dribbles to his right, bounce pass for Norris, and that one is intercepted. There's the pass to Hammond all the way, lays it up, and he traveled. Prior to that, he did travel. It's a good call. He laid it in, but it was a traveling violation. Turnover number 9. Took that extra step because of the good defense by Fort Morgan. And Sadinana comes the other way for the Mustangs. Sadinana on the high right, jump pass to Ortega. He's double teamed, got to dribble out of that. Back out to Sadinana. Here's Fernando Marquez. Swings it left side to Fajardo, but it's off his right hand out of bounds. The no look, but the no look was not successful. Fort Morgan has 6 turnovers in the quarter, so they played a lousy quarter here. 7 points and 6 turnovers. Awful ratio. First quarter they had 19 points and 3 turnovers. but they still have a 1-point lead with 45 seconds to go before the break. Garrett Green against Sadinana. Left-handed dribble. Swings it left side for Nellis. Nellis behind the three-point line. Backs up. Dribbles into the lane. Jump pass. Right wing is taken over there by Connor Cooney. Now here's Garrett Green against Sadinana. 30 seconds to go. Hammond outside left to Cooney. Looking up at the clock is Garrett Green with 25 against Sadinana with 22. Back out to Nellis. They look like they're going to settle for the final shot of the opening half. Just beyond midcourt, Dominic Nellis has 14 seconds to go against Ortega, who slips, gets right back up. Now with 10 seconds to go. Nellis looking up with 9, with 8, with 7. Dribbles left of the lane and then throws up a wild pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. I'm not sure if that was intended for Hammond or Campbell, but it's a turnover. I'm surprised Fort Morgan's not going with some shooters here. 2.7 seconds to go. You can make a substitution. You have Ortega and Sadinana. Yeah, they're not. Well, you're going to have to give it to Fernando. He's a shooter. There's the lob into Fernando with 2, with 1. Fernando's got to put it up, and he's going to be tied up instead. They got to watch out there. Watch out. That's the end of the opening half. There was nearly some jawing back and forth. Fort Morgan does have the lead after an unimpressive second quarter, but it is Fort Morgan 26, Holy Family 25. It's a 3-minute break as we go to halftime on Morgan County's B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 26-25, Fort Morgan leads Holy Family as we head to the third quarter. I'm Sean Beltran from Fort Morgan High School. Holy Family had the early lead, then the Mustangs, after trailing 10-8, scored the next 14 points of the game, but then Holy Family scored 15 of the final 19 points of the first half. So we have an old-fashioned barn burner with Fort Morgan up by 1. Second half lineup to begin the third quarter looks like this for Holy Family. Dominic Nellis, Garrett Green, Andrew Campbell, Jacob Van Handel, and Blake Hammond. Right now, when you look at the foul situation, Campbell and Garrett Green, along with Jacob Van Handel, have 2 apiece. Jacob Ortega and Caden Edson with 2 for Fort Morgan. Mustangs go with Ortega, Marquez, Norris, Edson, and Nick Beltran. Teams break the huddle, their respective huddles. And Holy Family has the basketball to begin the third. And Blake Hammond to trigger it in. Again, a first half of runs after the teams essentially split the first, about 16 points of the game. With the basketball is Hammond into the lane against Marquez, then throws a wild pass, but it's taken in the corner. Here is Nellis. No-look pass for Blake Hammond. Shot is up and in over Nick Norris in the right baseline. Hammond now with 4, and the game is in Holy Family's favor, 27-26. Marquez left baseline, jump pass to Beltran, back out to Ortega. Right wing 3, and that's going to be in and out. And the rebound to Andrew Campbell. Campbell straight away to Nellis. Bounce pass to Van Handel. Scoops it up too strong. And the putback is up and missed. And Ortega has the rebound. They want to run. 4-on-3. Ortega scoops it over to Edson. Back to Ortega. And there's a foul down low. Ortega was fouled, I think, by Campbell on the entry pass. Yep. Campbell commits his third. Nick Beltran to trigger it in on the offensive end. Fort Morgan trailing 27-26. Beltran lobs it right wing for Norris. Right corner for Beltran. Dribbles to his left. Straight away to Marquez. Marquez to Beltran right side. Now to Marquez. Marquez with a left-handed dribble. Gets a pick from Edson. Bounce pass in the corner for Ortega. Down low for Norris. Norris hooks it up, and he missed it. Norris with a rebound, and he's fouled as he went back up. Strong move by Nick Norris. Only his third rebound, but he'll go to the line. And is that Campbell again? If that is, that's his fourth. Yeah, they'll have to take him out of the game. Nope, instead that's Van Handel. Jacob Van Handel commits his third foul. Nick Norris can tie the game with a made free throw. And that's up and around and off to the left. 6:59 to go in the third quarter. Fort Morgan did miss 4 free throws out of 11. And the opening half second free throw, and he missed that one, Blake Hammond grabs the rebound for Holy Family. Nellis straight away at the top. Bounce pass, right corner, Van Handel dribbles to his left. Back out to Nellis. Nellis hands it off to Garrett Green. He gets a pick. Down low, inside ball is knocked away. Intercepted by Edson. Edson with a 3-on-2. Over to Ortega. Ortega's going to have to kick it back out to Edson. Edson leans and then lost control of the basketball. It's loose, and there's going to be a tie-up that should stay with Fort Morgan unless they're going to call a foul on Norris. Yep, I think they're going to call the foul on Norris. So that'll be a Fort Morgan turnover. Their 10th. Oh, that's too bad. That could have been a layup. Andrew Campbell is out and Jackson Ward is in. Mustangs have not scored in the quarter. Luckily, Holy Family's only got 2 points. 27-26, 6.5 to go in the third. Nellis straight away on the outside left, nearly a steal. Hammond takes the 3, and he misses off the back of the rim. Nick Beltran tips the ball over to Norris. Norris credited with the rebound. Over to Ortega. Ortega on the high right, straight away to Beltran. Beltran at the top of the basketball, picks up the dribble, left side to Edson, left corner Ortega, penetrates, jump pass to Beltran, left wing, Edson, wide open 3, is off to the right, but the ball is tipped around. Edson will chase, Beltran chases it down. Beltran in the lane, jump pass back out to Marquez, 3 in the air, and that barely got to the rim. Ortega with a rebound, jump pass inside to Edson, now to Beltran, lob down low for Norris. Norris hooks it up and scores off the glass. Beltran with a beautiful feed, and Nick Norris converts, he's got 8. And the Mustangs are back out on top by 1. Quickly the other way, Nellis with 5:39 to go, 28-27 Fort Morgan. Nellis straight away, fakes 3. Not a handle in the left corner for Campbell against Marquez. Back out to Nellis, guarded by Jacob Ortega. Crossover dribble into the lane. Jump pass in the right corner for Green. Back out to Van Handel against Beltran. Swings it on the outside left to Blake Hammond against Marquez. Jump pass right corner, and we've got an offensive foul on Blake Hammond running over Jacob Ortega prior to the pass in the corner. Hammond with his second foul, turnover number 11 for Holy Family. Timeout Tigers. 5:22 to go in the third. Fort Morgan leads 28-27. This almost has a football feel to it. Certainly the score is a football type of score, but it's getting very aggressive with the Mustangs leading by 1, 28-27. 5 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Crystal clear ice, good for any drink, any time of the year. AC Ice. You can pick it up at any local grocery or convenience store in Northeast Colorado today. How about 21st Century Equipment? All the John Deere equipment for your operation is at 21st Century Equipment in Sterling and Fort Morgan. Let's not forget about High Plains Bank. See what over a century of customer service can do for you. High Plains Bank in Wiggins offering you a variety of banking needs, including agriculture and personal loans at High Plains Bank. Let's reset the lineups. Nellis, Hammond, Green, Van Handel, and Jackson Ward for Holy Family. Mustangs will break the huddle with Edson, Ortega, Marquez, Beltran, and Norris. Mustang basketball up by a point. Edson will trigger it in the backcourt to Beltran. Fort Morgan has been pretty disciplined. Only 10 turnovers tonight, 11 for Holy Family. Beltran at the top, right side to Edson. Check that to Ortega, back to Beltran. On the left side to Marquez, lost control, got it back, all the way, scoops it up, and in off the glass. He hung in the air and scored. Marquez with a nice move has got 9. Fort Morgan 30, Holy Family 27, 4:58 to go in the third. Nellis at the free throw line. Nellis maintains the dribble, swings it back out to Van Handel, fakes the 3. On the right baseline, here is Nellis. He leans, he hooks, and he misses. And the ball is rebounded by Nick Beltran. Beltran out of the pack, at the top of the basketball. Beltran, jump pass, over to Marquez. Marquez down low for Norris. Dribbles, hooks, and he's fouled as he misses. Oh, Norris was hacked. Oh, they're going to stay on the floor. No free throws. No free throws. Foul is committed by Jacob Van Handel. That's going to be his 4th. And here comes Cole Greeny. Van Handel is out. Marquez to throw it in. Mustangs are running well. They're not scoring a lot of points tonight. They might not get to 60, but if they win, who cares? Marquez lobs it into Norris near top of the three-point circle, straight away to Edson. Edson hands it off to Marquez. Ball movement has been very good for Fort Morgan tonight. Marquez just across the timeline. It's a 2-3 there for Holy Family. Right side to Ortega. Ortega in the right corner thinking about the three. Bounce pass back out to Marquez. Now free throw line for Norris. Here's Beltran on the left wing. Beltran to his right at the top. Beltran back out to Ortega. Ortega on the right wing to Beltran, left wing. In the left corner, Marquez penetrates left of the lane, all the way, scoops it up and in. Oh, Marquez slithered into the lane and scored again. He's got 11, under 4 to go in the third. 32-27 Fort Morgan. Nellis straight away for Holy Family. Nellis against Ortega. Nellis dribbles to his right. Nellis looking for a cutter. Dribbles right baseline against Ortega, cutting him off underneath the basket. Nellis down low, and the hook shot is up and missed, and a foul. Fort Morgan commits the foul to the floor. Looks like that's Cole Graney. He'll go to the stripe. Fort Morgan foul. Looks like it's on Norris, which would only be his first. Well, they've got number 2 up there. So he does have a second foul. Cardona getting ready to check in. And to the stripe, Cole Graney, who has not scored in the game. And he still hasn't. It's off to the left. Cardona now checks in for Nick Norris. When Norris checked out twice against Erie on Saturday, it hurt them both times. Erie went on runs. Sadinana will come into the game for Jacob Ortega. So it's Marquez, Beltran, Cardona, Sadinana, and Edson. A little bit smaller team. Second free throw, and that's in and out. Cardona goes high for the rebound. On the outlet to Sadinana. 3:37 to go, third quarter. Fort Morgan 32, Holy Family 27. Jump pass to Beltran. Beltran dribbles to his right against Garrett Green. He hands it off to Edson. Edson straight away, left side of Sadinana. Now to Beltran. Beltran dribbles between the legs, and a 3-second violation is called on Cardona. Turnover number 11 for Fort Morgan, matching Holy Family's total. Those are unofficial. Well, that was a possession that could have given Fort Morgan a 3-possession lead. Holy Family can cut it to 2 with a 3. Nellis, right wing. Nellis all the way, lays it up, and he misses, but he was fouled. Strong drive to the basket by Dominic Nellis and fouled by Sadinana. David with his first. Nellis to shoot 2. He just missed 2 a second ago. Nellis had 3 in the opening half. Proud supporter of all the area athletes is Mr. D's Ace Home Center. And Sterling Brush in Fort Morgan. Free throw is up, and that's good by Dominic Nellis. 32-28. Free throw number 2 by the senior. He spins and scores. 32-29. Plenty of basketball remaining. 3:08 to go in the third. Fort Morgan has led most of the way. Beltran between the legs against Garrett Green. Near the right corner for Sadinana. Sadinana back out, errant pass, and that's going to be intercepted, and the layup is up, and that's made there by Cole Graney. Errant pass, it's down to a 1-point game, 32-31. Fort Morgan has 3 turnovers in a quarter. Beltran on the left wing, looking, still looking. He's going to have to kick it back out, and does to Edson. Edson with the basketball, now to Beltran, down low for Cardona, swings it to Sadinana, right wing 3, and he missed it badly. It's an air ball. Garrett Green away with the basketball for Holy Family. They can take the lead. 2.5 to go in the third. Garrett Green into the lane all the way, scoops it up and in, straight away from 5 feet. Garrett Green gives Holy Family a 1-point lead. He's got 10. Holy Family's in a 6-0 run. Beltran the other way, between his legs in the left wing, hands it off to Marquez. Marquez has 4 points in the quarter, 11 in the game. Marquez dribbles to his right, bodied up and fouled. That'll be the 15th foul, and that's committed by Cole Graney. Graney with his second. Ortega and Norris will check in. In for Beltran and Cardona. Nope, Marquez. Marquez is out. Well, they got to get a lot of scoring here inside. This is more of a defensive lineup. Sadinana with the basketball with 2:06 to go in the third, down by 1. Outside right to Ortega. Ortega looking to feed Norris straight away. Cardona 3, and that's going to be off to the right. And the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Garrett Green. Long pass and the layup is up and in by Connor Cooney. All of a sudden, Holy Family's on an 8-0 run. 35-32, minute 46 to go in the third. Timeout, Fort Morgan. Yeah, you've got to finish this quarter strong. Fort Morgan, again, really doesn't have anything going from the outside. Everything is inside. Marquez has 4 points in the quarter. Norris with 2. Those are all inside shots. Now, granted, Holy Family has scored in the lane as well. But if one of these teams can establish the outside game, that could open it up. Jacob Van Handel has 3 3-pointers for Holy Family. Nick Beltran has attempted just 1 for Fort Morgan, and he made it. Sadinana just missed a 3 moments ago. Cardona missed a 3 earlier in this quarter. We are at the top, nearly at the top of the hour. Now straight up at 8 o'clock Mountain Time in Fort Morgan, Colorado. You are listening to Mustang Basketball on Morgan County's B106. This is KPRB, Brush Fort Morgan. It's been a back-and-forth battle in the third quarter. Holy Family now leads Fort Morgan after trailing most of the way. It's 35-32 Mustang Basketball. They've got the 2 big men out there, and Sadinana and Norris out there with Edson. Check that, Cardona and Norris out there with Sadinana, Edson, and Jacob Ortega. Like the score on this possession. Sadinana on the outside right to Edson. Edson dribbles right baseline all the way, hooks it up, and off the glass. Nice lay in there by Caden Edson. It's a 35-34 Holy Family lead. Stops an 8-0 run. Nella straight away at the free throw line. Behind his back. Looking, spinning, kicks it back out to Green. Cross court to Cooney. Cooney in the left corner for Cole Greeny. Greeny dribbles to his right. Looking for a teammate. Kicks it back out to Nellis with a minute 12 to go. Gets a pick from Green. Picked up there by Edson. Left wing for Green. Now back out straight away. Nellis fakes the 3 and then looked like he traveled. Yeah, that's a traveling violation. Took a huge hop step. 12 turnovers for Holy Family, matching Fort Morgan's total. The Mustangs can claim the lead here late in the third. 35-34 Holy Family, 57 seconds to go. David Sadinana straight away just across the timeline. Sadinana dribbles to his right, behind his back, bounce pass intended for Cardona, but he wasn't cutting to the basket. He was cutting away, and it goes out of bounds. Fort Morgan's committed 4 of their 13 turnovers in this quarter. Well, they had a worse second quarter with 6. With 39 seconds remaining, Nellis will just maintain the dribble. The Mustangs will back off. And we've got a whistle. Are you kidding? A 3-second violation. Holy Family fell asleep. That was not a 5-second on Nellis. It was a 3-second just hanging out in the lane, forgetting where he was. Looked like it might have been Campbell. So anyway, this will be Fort Morgan basketball along the side in the backcourt with 33.5 seconds to go, trailing 35-34. The inbounds pass into Sadinana. Sadinana for Fort Morgan, right wing to Edson. Edson with the basketball, dribbles right baseline out of Cardona. He's cut off over there, back out to Edson, straight away Sadinana. 18 seconds remaining. Sadinana maintains the dribble now with 15, with 14, and a timeout called with 13.7 seconds to go. No offensive foul. Jeez. I think Ortega set an illegal screen. Boy, that's another turnover. Those offensive fouls are turnovers. It's not up on the board, but I think that was Ortega's third. Nonetheless, here comes Holy Family. One final shot. Garrett Green with 7. Right wing with 6. Between his legs with 5. With 4 against Edson with 3. Behind the three-point line. Free throw line. Now behind. Now we've got a foul with 0.3 of a second to go. And that was on Edson. His third foul. But with 0.3, now you got to throw it up. You can't take a shot. You cannot take a shot with 0.3 of a second. I think this is the same as the NBA rule. You can't catch and shoot. The clock will run out. At least that's the way it should be. 3/4 scored. Hammond to throw it in. Hammond looking, still looking, still looking. Lobs it, tipped by Ortega, and that's the end of the quarter. With the score, Holy Family 35, Fort Morgan 34. A 1-minute break on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sean Beltran back at Fort Morgan. Let's head to the fourth quarter. Holy Family 36, Fort Morgan 35. Garrett Green, Dominic Nellis, Jacob Van Handel, Blake Hammond, and the fifth member out there, Andrew Campbell for Holy Family. For Fort Morgan, Nick Beltran, Nick Norris, Fernando Marquez, Jacob Ortega, and Caden Edson. Mustangs had a lead as big as 12. Holy Family did put together an 8-0 run after a 15-4 run in the opening half. Here is Beltran for Fort Morgan on the outside right. Swings it cross court to Marquez. Marquez against Nellis. Now to Ortega. Ortega hands it off to Beltran. Beltran dribbles by a defender. Hands it off to Ortega on the right wing. Ortega into the lane, dribbled the ball off his foot, and it's taken away by Dominic Nellis. Nellis bounced past to Campbell. He banks, and he misses. Nick Norris with a rebound. That could have put him up by 3. Over to Marquez. Marquez then fell, and the ball goes off his foot out of bounds. He was totally out of control. Well, it's not the way to play offensively. Fort Morgan's committed 2 turnovers in the first 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. They now have 16 in the game to Holy Family's 13. They had 2 chances to go up by a point, and now they're still down by 1. Nellis back out to Hammond against Marquez. Straight away to Campbell. Swings it right side to Nellis. Guarded by Ortega. Nellis at the top for Garrett Green. Guarded by Edson. Between his legs. Backs up for a 3. And that's back rim no. And the rebound to Fernando Marquez. Beltran. Middle of the lane with the basketball. Over to Marquez. Marquez all the way. Hooks it up and he misses, but he's fouled. Fernando to the stripe. Foul was committed by... Well, let's see. They put up, I think, 2. There's no 2 out there. I think there might be something wrong with the board because they're going to say Hammond. Yeah, okay. They meant 5 and not 2. Third foul by Blake Hammond and Fernando Marquez to the line. 58 seconds into the fourth. Marquez has 11 points in the game. And his free throw is around and no good. Second free throw would tie the game. With Holy Family up by 1. Marquez from the stripe tonight is 3 out of 4. And the free throw is good. 4 out of 5. Fort Morgan 35, Holy Family 35. The team that scores the most points over the last 7 minutes will win the game unless we go to overtime. Nellis on the outside right, guarded by Ortega. Right corner to Green. Green dribbles to his left against Edson. Spins at the free throw line. Backs up. Left corner. Van Handel 3 is up, and that's no good. But he grabs the rebound. He wasn't blocked out. And resetting his Holy Family. Here is Garrett Green between his legs behind the three-point line. Green penetrates. Pulls up from 10 off the glass. Too strong. And Norris knocks the ball out of bounds. Holy Family will get another opportunity to score. Boy, those normally pay off, and now Holy Family with a timeout. 30-second timeout, 6.5 to go from Fort Morgan. Deadlocked at 35. Mustangs have usually played a much higher scoring game. And it's not that the pace isn't good. Shots aren't falling as much for both teams, but the ball movement has been pretty solid. Fort Morgan's had a couple of ruts, though. With that 6 turnovers second quarter. 5 more in the third and 2 to open up the fourth quarter in the first 33 seconds. Got to be more disciplined. No substitutions here in the fourth from the lineup that was set that began the quarter. And to trigger it in for Holy Family is Dominic Nellis. Who's going to hit the big shot or big shots? Nellis to throw it in. Nellis looking for the cutter. Can't find anybody. Lobs it back out to Green. On the outside left of Van Handel. Left corner for Hammond. Back out straight away. Chest pass to Nellis behind the three-point line. Feeds it to Hammond. Hammond spinning on Marquez. Turning, shooting, missing. Off to the right. Nick Norris grabs the rebound. That was a little 6-footer. And Nick Norris grabs his 6th rebound. The outlet to Beltran. Now swings it to Marquez on the outside left. Marquez dribbles left baseline, kicks it back out to Beltran. Beltran down low for Norris. He turns, he banks, and he scores. Beltran with another assist on a great feed, and Nick Norris now has 10. Fort Morgan 37, Holy Family 35. 5:57 to go in the game. Nellis at the free throw line, hands it off to Blake Hammond on the right wing. Back out to Green, the leading scorer for this team all season. Green down low for Campbell against Norris. Hooks and he misses, and Marquez grabs the Fort Morgan rebound. He wants to run. Marquez a 4-on-3 to Beltran, but it's off his left hand, led him too much. Turnover Fort Morgan, and then the long layup is up and in. That is made by Garrett Green, and Holy Family has retied the game. He's got 12 points, 37-37, 5.5 to go. Beltran straight away on the left side to Ortega. Ortega dribbles to his right, hands it off to Edson. Now to Beltran. Beltran spins in the lane, nearly strip backs it out to Ortega. Ortega to Beltran on the right wing to Edson. Fakes the three, into the paint, straight away Beltran. Fakes the three, dribbles at the free throw line, and they cut him off. Beltran has to retreat towards the timeline and maintain the dribble with 5:06 to go, and Fort Morgan calls a timeout. Nick Beltran's only taken 2 shots tonight, and he's 2 out of 2 for 5 points, but he had nothing there. Holy Family's one of the better defensive teams, and they're showing it right there, which is why they've been trying to squeeze it down low to Norris whenever they can. 30-second timeout with a game tied at 37, 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go in Fort Morgan. These two teams will play again later this season in Broomfield. Last year, Holy Family swept Fort Morgan when the Tigers went 22-5. They're only 3-3 this year. They had some key graduations, but again, still a very solid basketball team. Jackson Ward now out there with Connor Cooney, Cole Greeny, Garrett Green, and Dominic Nellis. Mustangs still have their starting 5 out there. 3/4 court along the side. Edson to throw it in. And Garrett Green is going to be right on top of Nick Beltran. Gets it into Beltran, dribbles right wing back out to Ortega. Straight away to Edson. Edson on the left wing. There's a lob down low for Beltran to Norris. He turns, banks, misses, rebound, hooks it up and in with the left hand. Norris grabbed his own board and scored 7 rebounds. He's got 12 points. Fort Morgan back up by 2, 39-37, 4:47 to go in the game. Here is Cole Greeny at the top against Marquez, spinning back out to Connor Cooney. Now on the outside left to Green. Overhead pass near the timeline. This is Dominic Nellis with 4:35 to go. Guarded by Ortega. Bounce pass inside to Green, trying to reverse, and he turns, he shoots, and he misses, but the putback is up and in. Getting the loose change was Jackson Ward, tied at 39. Long pass to Marquez. Marquez leans. He was bodied up. He shoots, and he misses. He'll go to the line. Nice feed from Beltran to Marquez, who was streaking up that left side. And Marquez to shoot 2. And the foul's on Dominic Nellis' second. But Fernando, man, who looks tired, he's got to hit those free throws. He's got 12 points in the game. We are tied at 39 with 4:20 to go. Fernando spins, shoots, and connects. Fort Morgan 40, Holy Family 39. Second free throw is short. Holy Family can take the lead. Jackson grabs the rebound. Nellis the other way for the Tigers. Nellis against Ortega. Hands it off Green. Right wing 3 is off to the left. Nick Norris goes high for the rebound for the Mustangs. That is his 8th on the outlet to Edson. 4 minutes to go in the game. Fort Morgan leads by 1. Hand off to Ortega. Hands it off to Beltran. Beltran against Cole Greeny. Dribbles to his right. Gets a pick from Ortega between his legs. Beltran into the lane. Floats it up and in! Nick Beltran with a strong move to the bucket. 3 out of 3 from the field. He's got 7. Fort Morgan 42. Holy Family 39. 3:40 to go. Nellis straight away on the outside right. Here is Cole Greeny. Greeny against Marquez. Nearly collides with his teammate Nellis. Nellis working off a screen to the right side, guarded by Ortega between the legs. Got the ball back after losing it behind the three-point line. Straight away, here's Connor Cooney against Beltran. Kicks it near the timeline to Garrett Green. 3:19 to go in the game. A 3 can tie. Green inside pass all the way. The scoop is up and in by Jackson Ward. He's got 6. Lead is down to 1 for Fort Morgan. 42-41 with 3:07 to go. Jacob Ortega for the Mustangs. Back near the top to Edson. Edson left-handed dribble. Edson crossover dribble. Right side to Ortega. Ortega to Beltran. Beltran at the free throw line. Picks up the dribble. Still looking. Kicks it right side to Ortega. Ortega to Beltran. Beltran dribbles by defender. Falls. And then the ball is taken away. Oh, and it's a traveling violation. Beltran got lucky that Greeny picked it up and he traveled. The teams exchanged turnovers. Mustangs now with 18 turnovers and Holy Family with 14 with 2:43 to go. And 3/4 court. It'll be Ortega to trigger it in front of the Fort Morgan bench. Fort Morgan 42, Holy Family 41. Ortega in the backcourt to Beltran, picked up by Garrett Green. Beltran on the right wing between the legs. Beltran at the top. Beltran wants to shoot, cannot. Back out to Edson. Now to Beltran, left wing. Fakes the three at the free throw line. Hands it off to Edson. Back out to Marquez. Marquez scoops it up. Shot is partially blocked out of bounds, and it is off Nick Norris. Holy Family can reclaim the advantage with 2:23 to go in the game. It's 42-41 Fort Morgan. What a game here we have in game two. It was non-competitive in the first game. Erie girls won. Yeah, check that. The Holy Family girls won 54-21. And Dominic Nellis comes the other way for Holy Family. Nellis with 2:18 to go in the game. Nellis against Ortega, dribbles to his right of the free throw line, picks up the dribble, cross court, Green, wide open three, and that's short. The rebound and the putback and a foul. Oh man, the putback there by Cole Greeny, and he was fouled. And he was fouled by Nick Beltran. Sadinana getting ready to check in. Let's see if he comes in for Beltran, who committed that foul. So free throws coming up here for Cole Greeny. He missed two in the third quarter, and he misses that one back rimmed. And Beltran is out, and Sadinana's in. Second free throw is coming up to tie the game for Holy Family. And his shot is up, and that is short. And the ball is poked around, and it's taken by Holy Family. And Connor Cooney, they can still reclaim the advantage. And a timeout with 2:03 to go in the game. Wow. Missed two free throws, but they come up with a rebound. Nick Norris thought he was fouled. So Holy Family leads, trails Fort Morgan 42-41 with 2:03 to go. The Mustang offense has been limited, but so has Holy Family's in the second half. Fort Morgan led by 12 early in the second quarter. And then Holy Family went on a 15-4 run, and it's gone kind of back and forth here. With Fort Morgan still claiming the lead, this would be a huge victory against the Holy Family team that swept the season series from the Mustangs 1 year ago when Tri-Valley play opened. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag, and they've been serving their rural communities for over 100 years. Locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. Premier Farm Credit. And we'll find out here, too, if Coach Schoen substitutes offense for defense. That's going to be interesting to see what he does right now. Because his lineup has got Edson, Norris, Marquez, Ortega, and Sadinana. So you've got some solid defensive players out there right now, and they need stops. Then you also need some good free throw shooting if you're Fort Morgan, if you're able to stop Holy Family. If not, you got to look for some scoring on the other end. 3/4 court along the side. Blake Hammond to throw it in. And keep in mind, neither team has nailed a three-pointer in this half. Here is Dominic Nellis with under 2 minutes to go in this game. On the outside left, Hammond with a basketball against Marquez, holding the ball up high. Dribbles into the lane, spinning back out to Nellis. Nellis against Jacob Ortega. Down to 1:47 to go. Nellis maintains the dribble on the left wing. Nellis hands it back out to Garrett Green, about 30 feet away from the basket. Green back out to Jacob Van Handel. 1:35 remaining. Right side to Nellis. Nellis gets a pick from Green. Nellis right baseline. Lean, shoots, and misses back rim. Norris went for the rebound, and he's fouled. That time, Andrew Campbell was able to foul him pretty hard. 18 foul. Norris has now got to hit free throws. It's a 1-and-1, so he doesn't get a second unless he makes the first, and Campbell has committed his fourth foul. Although they say that's Blake Hammond, that clearly looked like that was on Campbell. Well, there we go. Can Norris make the free throw and earn the second? 90 seconds to go. Free throw is short by Nick Norris, and Campbell grabs the rebound. It's a huge miss for Fort Morgan. Holy Family can reclaim the advantage again. 1:20 to go in the game. Nellis at the top. Nellis to his right. Bounce pass down low for Hammond. He puts it up off the glass. No good. Put back is up and in for Andrew Campbell. Mustangs did not block out, and they're down by a point with 1:08 to go. 43-42. Jacob Ortega at the top. Ortega with the basketball. Back out to Sadinana. Again, who's going to score here? Marquez has got to be your guy. He's got to be the guy. Straight away here on the left side is Sadinana. Jump pass intended for Norris. Knocked out of bounds by Nellis. 52.2 seconds to go. Yeah, that's the big question here. Who's going to score? If it's not Marquez, it's Marquez or Norris. Those are your two premier players for the Mustangs. Down by one. They had a chance here to go up by more. And there's the throw into Ortega. Ortega with the basketball. Near the top to Sadinana. 45 seconds remaining. Sadinana right side to Edson. Edson back out to Ortega. We're down to 39 seconds remaining. Ortega lob down low for Norris. And there's a foul. There's a hold. It looks like that's on Campbell. That's two players with 4 fouls, but now you got to make the free throw. 19 foul, another 1-and-1 here for Nick Norris. 37.1 to go, and if he misses here, they're going to have to foul. Free throw is up and short again, and Campbell grabs the rebound. Fort Morgan has to foul. They've got to foul because they're down by 1. Holy Family's not going to shoot, and Fort Morgan's committed 16 fouls. We're down to 26 to go. Ortega nearly with a steal, and now here's Nellis with a basketball, and there is a foul. That foul committed by Nick Norris. Now you need some offense out there. Norris with his third. Dominic Nellis to the line. Man, missed free throws have killed Fort Morgan in this quarter. Just 2 out of 6. And 2 1-and-1s missed by Norris. The Nellis free throw is up and in. He's a good free throw shooter. He's made his last 4. Nellis now with 6 points in the game. 44-42, 23.4 seconds to go. Dominic Nellis' second free throw is perfect. Holy Family leads by 3. 21 seconds remaining. Sadinana with 20, and there's a timeout. Now let's see what happens if Fort Morgan goes with that same exact lineup. Yeah, it looks like Beltran's going to come into the game, because they're going to need a 3 unless they get a quick 2. They will need a 3 to tie it. Holy Family leads 45-42. Fort Morgan in this half from the line has been awful. 2 out of 8. And that's the killer right there. In close games like this, Fort Morgan was 7 of 11 in the first half. Now they're 9 out of 19 in the game. Atrocious free throw shooting by the Mustangs. But that can all go away if they can score here and at least either force overtime or tie the game and get Holy Family to a final possession. You're going to have your starting 5 out there. First for Holy Family, it's Connor Cooney, Andrew Campbell, Blake Hammond, Dominic Nellis, and Garrett Green. For the Mustangs, they will send out Nick Beltran, Fernando Marquez, Jacob Ortega, Nick Norris, and Caden Edson. And Beltran will throw it in. He'll be pressured at midcourt. Got to make crisp passes here. The Mustangs have committed 18 turnovers. Down 45-42. Still looking. Feeds it to Marquez. Marquez with an over and back. Took one step into the back court. Oh, boy. And maybe that was a mistake, throwing it near midcourt. And now Fort Morgan's got a foul. Sadinana's going to come in for Nick Beltran. That's defense for offense. He took a step into the back court, and it was an over and back. Now Garrett Green, he's a great free throw shooter. Got to foul him, though. Edson commits the foul, and Fort Morgan is going to be hard pressed here to get back into this one. They're down by 3 with 16.7 seconds to go. And to the line will be Garrett Green, and free throw shooting is going to play a critical role because Holy Family is making theirs, and Fort Morgan hasn't. So 1-1, the 18th foul, but man, Green looks like he's money, and he made it. Yeah, but he's got 13. (46-42). The Mustangs led 22-10. They've been outscored by 16 since then. Make it 17. Now you need a 3. Definitely need a 3 at this point. Norris will get it into Beltran. Beltran with 15 at midcourt. With 14 straight away. Beltran pulls up for a 3, and that hits the window, but the putback is up and in by Norris. He thought he was fouled. Timeout. As Norris scores. 47-44, 8.8 seconds to go. Beltran missed it so badly it was easy for Norris to come up with a loose change. It's actually not a bad look by Beltran. He just slinged it off to the right. His first miss today in 4 chances. He's got 7 points. Norris now has 14 in the game. Fort Morgan needs a steal, or if Holy Family is fouled, they got to miss a free throw. It would be a 1-1. Fort Morgan has committed 18 fouls. 2 more gets Holy Family into the double bonus. And again, this is where Fort Morgan has to graduate to the next level, learning how to win games like this. Holy Family from the line in this quarter has not been stellar, but they made their last 4. While Fort Morgan is 2 out of 6 in the quarter, 2 out of 8 in the half. And Holy Family in the half is 6 out of 10. All 4 missed by the same player in Cole Greeny. Garrett Green, Andrew Campbell, Blake Hammond, Jacob Van Handel, and Dominic Nellis for Holy Family. Sadinana on defense will be out there for Fort Morgan, along with Marquez Ortega, Caden Edson, and Nick Norris. Hammond to throw it in. Mustangs need a steal. Still looking. There's the bounce pass into Green, and Green is fouled, and that's going to be pretty much it if he hits this first free throw. With 8 seconds to go, he's just too good. He is too good. That's why he scored 30 in a loss the other night and has led Holy Family this season. He's got 14 points in the game. Good thing with Fort Morgan, they were blown out of a lot of games last year, not this year. Their 3 losses have all been by single digits. This would be a 4th by single digits if they don't come back. Green with a 1-1. Free throw is up and good. Green now has 15 points in the game. And that probably just iced it right there. Sadinana goes in for Edson, so Beltran also in her second free throw is good. Now they're going to have to shoot the 3 quickly, whether it's Marquez, and they got to watch out there. And the inbounds pass to Beltran. Beltran dribbles outside left with 5, with 4, puts up a long 3, and that is way off and out of bounds, and it's off of Norris. But really, I mean, you can't win the game there. Beltran had to do that because there's only one. Even if he makes it, there's only 1.9 seconds to go. And now Hammond to throw it in. Hammond in the backcourt, and Garrett Green's going to dribble out the clock, and Holy Family will win tonight in Fort Morgan, 49-44. Handing the Mustangs their second consecutive loss. Tough loss for the Mustangs, who had a 12-point lead. We'll recap this game right after this. It's a 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes. Final score, Holy Family 49, Fort Morgan 44 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back at Fort Morgan High School. Apologize for that mishap where the Fort Morgan Mustangs lose to Holy Family tonight by a score of 49-44. Tough game for Fort Morgan. They were up by 12 at one point. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't hold that lead, but that was early in the second quarter. And we know how basketball is at any level. Games are hardly over at that point as Holy Family ended the first half on a 15-4 run. Mustang post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. There to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Holy Family trailed 19-10 after one. It was 26-25 Fort Morgan at the break. Holy Family led by one after three, 35-34, and outscored Fort Morgan 14-10 in the fourth. For the visiting Tigers, they got 16 points from their leading scorer all season, Garrett Green. 9 in the game from Jacob Van Handel, 7 from Dominic Nellis. Jackson Ward was 6, 4 from Blake Hammond. 3 in the game from Andrew Campbell, and 2 apiece for Connor Cooney and Cole Greeny. As for the Mustangs, 14 points for Nick Norris, 13 from Fernando Marquez, 7 from Nick Beltran. And then Adam Cardona with 4, 3 for Braden Fajardo, Caden Edson with 2, Jacob Ortega with 1. The Mustangs with 19 turnovers, 14 for Holy Family, all unofficial. 20 rebounds for Holy Family, 7 by Campbell, 19 for Fort Morgan, 9 by Norris. The big difference really at the free throw line. 10 of 16 for Holy Family, not great, but at 63%. Fort Morgan under 50%, 9 of 19. There's no doubt that one stat there, besides a few more turnovers, cost them the game. Holy Family now 1-1 in the Tri-Valley, 4-3 overall. The Mustangs 0-2 in league play and 4-4 in the season. They do play a 1-7 Berthoud team on Thursday night in Berthoud with a chance to get back into the win column, and we'll have both games, the girls and the boys, on B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. So that will be our next coverage. I'll be with you on Thursday. Brian Nick will be with you on Saturday when the Fort Morgan girls entertain the Windsor Wizards at 7 o'clock. Tough night for the Fort Morgan Mustangs as the girls go down to defeat tonight to the Holy Family Tigers 54-21. And the Fort Morgan boys lose a close one here to Holy Family in Fort Morgan, 49-44. I'm John Beltran. You've been listening to Mustang Basketball on Morgan County's B106, B106.com, and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.